Hello, everybody, and you're very welcome back to a very sombre and macabre episode of the Cult of Cantona here from Dublin City. My name is Paul Butler-Lennox, and I'm joined by Mr.
Damien Lumsden. Come on, United.
Iman, hello.
Man, hello. We're back again to talk about what seems to be a secular conversation about the same topic over and over and over again.
Good word.
My lord. I suppose the way we start this episode is by saying, if you'd like to support the show, what you can do is go to buymeacoffee.com/Cult of Cantona and become a member. Or buy us a coffee, and if we see you at Old Trafford, or if we see it out and about or whatever, say hello to us, and a man will buy you a coffee back.
Yeah.
But just a man.
Just a man. We really appreciate your support for the show. We're growing all the time. We have lots of really exciting things happening. First of which is we're giving away a home and away jersey, courtesy of Derry and Donegal Jearseys have contacted us, and they're very kindly donating a couple of jerseys. So if you'd like to win one of those, check out our social media profiles at the Cult of Cantona, and you can find out how you can do that. Let's start at the bottom and work our way up to the top. How are you both doing?
Yeah, I could be better. I was okay until after the mad draw during the week. It just kind of sucked a bit of life out of me, to be honest. You know, thought Erik was the man, and with each passing disastrous performance, I'm starting to change my mind. I think I might have a little bit of holdout, but I don't know.
Yeah, it was kind of poetic that we had this absolutely deflating defeat to Tottenham over the weekend. Go into the Europa League game against Porto and we're 2-0 up, and we're like two really bad goalkeeping errors up, you know.
Yeah.
But it's looking like, you know, is this the time? Something's going to change, and then we concede 3, and you're like, actually, it's never really going to change, you know.
It's a good point about the goals though as well. Like, you know, both of those shots were straight at the keeper, really.
We were two goalkeeping errors away from being battered by Porto.
Yeah.
I had said in the pre-match, we do a little pre-match online predictions of matches, of the results of the matches. And I said, I think we'll win 1-0 because the Porto goalkeeper is a Man United fan.
This was the first time I've ever witnessed an opposition goalkeeper have a bad game against us.
Yeah.
It was unbelievable. Usually they turn into prime Neuer, and this time he was shit.
And we still couldn't win.
Yeah, he did an English interview the day before the match, and he was saying, and you could imagine why, because the Ronaldo effect and, you know, the association with Ronaldo, and I'm sure like Bruno did growing up, a lot of Portuguese kids like Man United because Ronaldo played for them. And he said that, you know, basically he loves them and he's going to give us 1 or 2 goals as a thank you.
Yeah. I'm just so sick of
Did he actually say that?
No.
I'm so sick of I'm so sick of Wayne Hennessy showing up and having the game of his life against United every week.
Yeah, Paddy Kenny.
Like Paddy Kenny showing up, having the game of his life. And then this guy who, you know, a lot of people wanted instead of Onana comes up here and produces a performance like that. Good on you, man. Thank you very much.
Okay, well, let's start with a positive and say that Onana seems to be, despite the fact that we conceded 3, he stopped that match from being a 5-7-0. Same
against Tottenham.
Yeah.
But to be fair, he was against Timo Werner, who's like, how does that man ever score a goal?
Did you see the video where someone comes up to him, taps him on the shoulder in a restaurant, Timo Werner, and goes, Timo, hi, how come you can't put the ball in the back of the net? And he goes, what?
Yeah. How do you answer that as a striker?
He's an enigma of a player. He's in the right position all the time.
Yeah.
He's brilliant off the ball, but the minute he has to finish, he can't.
You're right about Onana though. Like, I think he's settled in nicely. He has, but what makes no difference if the defence can't, you know, like what is it? Stupid statistics on the amount of shots that were given away. And that's been going on. That's been going on for months.
Yeah.
You know, like even I think last year we 24 shots per game or something stupid like that.
Yeah, as Shakira said, hips and statistics don't lie.
Is that the remix version?
That's the edit. But it is like the stats are just like, I mean, there's holes in it like a fucking dodgy fucking submarine. It's crazy in the defence, and it doesn't, like, this is the thing. Look, people need to bed in Martinez, but this is the thing. Martinez has worked, and has he played with De Ligt? Were they there at the same time? I don't think
so.
they were. Were they?
Did they play in the past together?
Maybe no. Maybe that's it.
I thought they might have played together.
They both played for Ajax, but I don't know if they played at the same time, because De Ligt went off to Juve and Bayern in that time. Maybe they played together for a year. I don't know.
He looked all over the shop.
They've had a rough start. We love Martinez on the show, but I think he's not had the best start to the season. And De Ligt, like, apart from that Southampton game where he was monstrous, he's been like, you give him time to adapt, and you can see he's a bit off the pace, but those two aren't. I'd put Harry Maguire in there for Villa.
Yeah, so would I. So
what we're going to do is we're going to cut to the first episode after we went to see Man United play Real Betis, was it? Or was it Betis? Or
where did we go?
We were at the match in the Aviva when Harry...
Oh, the pre-season match.
Pre-season match.
Athletic Bilbao.
Bilbao, I beg your pardon. Where a man said that Harry Maguire should never play for this club ever again.
I have never said that.
No,
I have. Maybe I have. I get emotional.
No, look, you have to hold your... This is the thing as well. Look, everybody has the power to change, the capacity to change, both in football in terms and in other ways.
Hey man, we're not professional pundits. We're just emotional fans who say the first thing that come into our heads.
Yeah, like if I remember correctly, what we said at the time, it was like, there's no doubt in his character. He really cares. He just looks like he's trying to reverse a truck. At times when he's trying to track back or when he gets beaten.
Yeah. But we were just saying before the start of the podcast that we are all united in our admiration for the man at the moment.
At the moment, I mean, especially coming out and taking the tough questions.
Yeah.
Because they were in the dressing room for a long time after that match. Like, they were in there for a long time.
Were they?
Yeah, and like I was watching it was on TNT, and they were like Erik Ten Hag next, and they were like that. They still haven't. Nobody's come out of the dressing room.
Oh really?
Yeah, for a while, and then the fella to come out. I think he was the only player that came out and spoke after the match, was he?
Yeah.
And then he came out and he took the tough questions and he handled it very well.
Yeah.
But like even Eriksson said after the last match, that,
he shot himself in the foot.
Yeah, but he's talking about his teammates. They wanted it more than us.
Yeah.
They have more passion than us. And he's senior level to say that as well. Like, he's been around a while. You know what I mean? For him to say that, just there's something up. And that, like, if you look. Like we were saying earlier, we were saying all during this week, really thought that Eric was the man. Really did, and I'm going to believe him. We're going to stick with him, and then your hopes go up, and then they go down. Exactly the same within the football match. Rashford scores, Højlund scores. Yes, this is great. We're going to do it.
Back to the nonsense.
Back to the nonsense. Yeah, it epitomizes it. Like,
look, nobody. This is the thing. I think it's getting, in my opinion, it's getting to a point now where nobody really wants to see him fired. Because it hasn't worked, It's the same strategy. We bring someone in, the new hope, and then they get sacked, and it's that cycle, that cyclical kind of positivity and then negativity, and up and down and roller coaster stuff. What we would prefer is a joint manager like Roy Evans and Gerard Houllier with Ruud van Nistelrooy. Now, all joking aside, I mean, ultimately, you have to acknowledge, despite the fact that he's doing his best to work through a complete overhaul of the philosophy of the football within the club. But it's not the first time we've heard it. And, we want more of a kind of Chris Martin, Gwyneth Paltrow conscious uncoupling more than a firing of Erik Ten Hag, in my opinion.
We've been so...
I like him. I still like him.
We've been so
conflicted, man. It hurts.
We've been Ten Hag in on this show for a long time, and I think at this point, even we've turned nothing against him. I think we all like him, but there comes a point where you're like, there's a point of no return.
There's no easy way out.
Exactly.
There's no shortcut back to Holland.
But the thing that's happening is there's basically one of three things that are happening, right?
Yeah.
It's either he's getting his message across and it's just shit, which is a big problem.
Big problem. Yeah.
He's trying to coach his ideas and he can't, which is probably even a bigger problem. Or he is getting his message across and the players don't give a shit. And all three of these possibilities are a big problem, you know?
Do you know,
it can't be anything else.
Yeah.
Martin Keown said something, as much as I, hate him.
Well, the biggest ABU pundit out there said
he said something that it struck me. He's like when you're looking at the bench when United are in trouble, or compared to looking at the coaches on the sideline compared to the other teams. And you see the coaches, communicating with the manager and going through, and we're trying to do this, trying to do that, trying to sort it out during a game or whatever. And he's like, you see none of that from Ruud or from any of the coaches to Erik Ten Hag. You just see Ten Hag on his own out there, kind of looking a little bit alone. Are the players listening to them? Are the coaches?
I think that's a very good point. If I can interject, do you remember when Solskjaer was in charge? He was always conferring with Carrick.
Exactly, yeah.
He was always and Mick Phelan. They were always kind of in a huddle.
That's it. It's worrying. You know, it's really worrying.
That's a man, but it sounds of it, who's kind of about to fall on his own sword.
Yeah. Now, like you've said, Ten Hag, we like him on this show and all that sort of stuff. But another thing that sticks out is like the gaps in the midfield. Yeah. I mean, you've got Casemiro there. Are his legs gone, or is he tactically just completely wrong? Because when they move forward, when we're attacking and we move forward, right? 2 passes and we're played through. Every single game every single match we're paid to. Two passes, boom, done.
There's this weird obsession.
He fix it?
There's this weird obsession with having Dallo coming into the center of midfield and no one covers him.
Yeah.
So there's always so much space on the wings because the fullback comes into midfield and there's no one covering him, and then they play one ball at the wing and they're through.
That's it. Yeah, I mean, defensively, attacking wise, I'm not hugely disappointed. I am at the beginning of this season, but we've played some good football, some good stuff. You've seen it. So it's okay, that's progress. But what the hell are you doing defensively in the midfield and defensively in general? I
think it probably makes them nervous going forward because they know if they lose the ball, the turnover is going to be so bad.
Yeah. Again, it's the weight of the cross, the heaviness of the shirt.
But there's no confidence going forward that if you lose the ball, you have some safety net.
Everything's going to be okay.
Yeah,
I think you made a good point there, Paul, when you said the weight of the cross, the heaviness of the shirt. Are they subconsciously deep down bricking it that they're going to get carved open so quickly that they, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that would weigh on you match after match after match after match, and you're a player, and whatever the hell the coaches and the manager are saying, it's not affecting those problems.
Paul Scholes said there's a great new podcast with Paul Scholes and Nicky Butt, by the way. You should check it out. But he said recently that during team talks with Fergie, when Fergie was going off on one, he would just zone out and kind of stare at the wall and then just go out and do what he felt was the right thing to do.
Yeah.
That's a man of that talent and that level of ability saying something like that. So if you look at, say, today's squad, and you have these incredible talents, Garnachos, and I think Andy Mitten is a journalist from United We Stand magazine, someone that we really admire here, and he said during the week that I think his card has been marked since the FA Cup final. We mentioned it when we were chatting to Jay Moddy recently about what if he was Jay Moddy from Stretford Paddock, if he his team or where he works we're interviewing people to replace him while still in the position. That would make anybody's position, from a window cleaner to a janitor to a CEO of a company, their position untenable.
Yeah. That's the right
I think he's gone, and he has been gone since the end of last season-ish. I'll say that. But and then also, you're looking at players, and I think the likes of Garnacho are they all like him. They don't want to fail. They don't want it to not work. But it's not working. So it's like being in a long relationship with someone that you really care about, but it's just not working, and you're holding each other back. So it has to be
there's a difference between liking someone and getting, you work in a pub, let's say, and you have a guy who starts He's a great dude, you know, great fun to have around. But every time someone orders a pint of Guinness, he pours a Heineken. You know, you're just like, man, you're a really nice guy, but
and you have to let you go.
Yeah.
Because we've no Heineken left.
Yeah, exactly.
And everybody drinks Heineken here.
The other really worrying thing was what Radcliffe came out and said on his holiday, on his billionaire holiday or whatever.
That it's not up to him.
That it's not. I'm not going to comment on that question. Was his first line?
That's for his team to decide.
Yeah, that's right. Now, fair enough. Yeah, but like, is he not like? Is he?
He said what he said. Didn't he say exactly what we say? I like Erik.
Yeah, that's it. That's the first thing he said. But then you're thinking. He didn't say just months after he received phenomenal backing, right? And they openly came out and said, including Radcliffe, openly came out and said, we're backing, we're sticking with him, and that's the end of it. Everybody just head down, knuckle on, let's work. He didn't say that. He didn't back that up the last time he was asked. That's worrying. Now, if he's leaving it up to the lads, you know, Omar and the rest of the guys that have been brought in, if he's leaving it up to them,
he also said that they're only in there a wet week, so it takes time for everything to be cohesive.
But he's always been like that. He's never actually outright said, though,
either way.
Anytime anyone asks him, he's like, was he?
He's clever, actually, yeah. But
there's not a lot of confidence there.
I kind of feel that maybe, given the high turnover in managers and the fact that it doesn't work when we get rid of somebody after, you know, the high pressure get results, we never do. I kind of feel maybe he does need more time, and we just have to accept we are a mid-level football team.
I don't know, man. Like,
we are a mid-level football team.
Everyone keeps saying like it's growing pains, but like all I see is no growing and just pain. You know, it's not like.
I'm trying to think, lads. Can anybody think of an example? So, say Arsenal.
The New York Yankees are the best example of what we are now. We're a team coasting. No, genuinely, we're coasting. Like the Yankees haven't won the World Series. Even that term, typically American. World Series of a competition that happens in one country.
Yeah, the world champions.
World champions of whatever. Anyway, I digress. But, you know, United are dangerously teetering on that club that used to be, you know, that entity. We're not that anymore. We're just not.
We're not even teetering. We finished 8th last season. We're 12th right now. We are a mid-table team.
We're a cup team.
We're a cup team, but like I'm trying to think back. Right, look at Arsenal now. How long did it take Arteta to be? And he was still floating around in and around 6th, 4th, 5th, stuff like that. Still higher than us. But how many seasons did it take?
He finished 8th in his second season for Arsenal.
But you could see a direction, though. You know,
but they did. You could see a direction and you could see a style, but they did stick with him. And look at them now. Yeah. They gave him time to
look
implement.
at them now. They've won no trophies in 4 years,
and we've won too. And that's Ten Hag's argument all the time as well.
But shouldn't that be ours as well then, by that rationale?
I don't know, but like
after all this, he hasn't won shit.
Okay, but okay, right.
I see your point. Then we're
spoiled. We're spoiled. We're spoiled kids. That's what we are. The whole lot of us United fans.
But like you know, in the Premier League,
in the Premier League,
yeah, in the Premier League, you know. Like, lads, let's talk.
Whoa, time out.
Now, lads, let's talk about Bruno. We
need to talk about Bruno.
We have to talk about Bruno. Now, right, like 2 red cards, like that's crazy. Like red, but he's knackered. We were trying to talk about this. Like the guy looks maybe not physically knackered. He's a good athlete, but he just looks. He's just not himself, and we're not really any use without him, which is also kind of scary.
Well, there's a difference between just shitting on him or like actually having an objective opinion about it. You know, like I don't think any of us will turn on Bruno after what he's done for this club. No. You know, he's been absolutely phenomenal.
Yeah. Great, yeah.
But at this very moment, he's not playing
well. At this moment in time.
Yeah, he's not playing well. You know? And that's fine.
That
happens.
Always says that.
But that happens, you know? So take him out the team, just for now.
Give him a break.
Give him a break.
We spoke about this.
Because we love him. Yeah. We absolutely adore him.
He's my captain.
And, you know, just...
captain, my captain.
Yeah.
I love Bruno Fernandes, and I have since day one. Yeah. I mean, he was...
Can do no wrong for me.
I'd say that during that pandemic, as bad as United were, he was a shining light through that period.
Yeah. He's been a shining light through all our bad periods since he signed for the club, except the past 2, maybe 3 games.
3 weeks. I would say this, right? everybody gets fatigued,
Yeah.
mentally fatigued.
Yeah.
Everyone gets to a point where there's a bit of a burnout.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter what you do. Bruno Fernandes has played 50, 60 games every season for United. He's only been injured once or twice in his whole career.
He's carried this team.
He's carried Man United. You get to a point where he's playing every game for Portugal. He's playing every game for Man United.
Yeah.
And he feels as if he knows that he has to carry the team.
Yeah.
It's probably to his detriment. Like,
You
know?
And look, even his form is not even that bad per se. It's just you can see that it's foreboding on him. It's wearing on him. It's grating on him. And he needed a few games. I was delighted he got sent off. For him.
If he had to get a rest, I was
just
thinking
give
the
him
same
a
thing.
fucking break.
Yeah.
Give him a week away with his missus, doing nothing.
Yeah.
Anyone who says anything like inherently bad about Bruno, like offensively bad, should not be taken seriously. Like, you know, he's done so much. And
He's done so much, and like pure respect. But I'm coming from where you're coming from. I think the guy is just like, this is a managerial decision. The guy is fatigued, and Ten Hag needs to understand that. And like, but if Bruno's been off, Casemiro's been off, Eriksen kind of carried us through the midfield in the last game or two.
But that's what it's supposed to be. You know, you have a squad.
Yeah.
You know, if he's not performing, you bring someone else in who's fresh, you know, who's ready to go, like an Eriksen,
like a brand new midfielder.
Yeah, like
Ugarte, Ugarte, buddy.
Yeah, I'm not sure. What do you guys think of Ugarte? Has he settled in?
It's too early to tell.
Look, for me, there's been some moments where I'm looking at him going, you know, he's a little Rottweiler. He's going to chase down the ball and get the ball back, and he's going to do good things.
That's why we got
any player takes time to settle in, especially if you're a number 6, where everything's happening around you at all times. It's much. I'd argue
faster league, all that jazz.
I'd argue it's the hardest for like a midfielder to settle in, just because everything's happening around you, you know, at all times. And you know, we got to give him a chance. You could see some of his qualities. You know, the pressing, just his energy levels, his combativeness. Combativeness.
Ugarte it.
Yeah. But then also you've seen...
He Garte that.
Yeah, but you've also kind of seen his limitations where he's, you know, not phenomenal on the ball.
No.
But very good win. And I suppose that brings us back to the argument that maybe Ten Hag... Maybe these guys do need a lot more time to settle in, right? With the amount of new players we've had, it's clearly not going to gel right away. Yeah. How many games in now after the summer transfer window? 10, something like that.
8, 10, yeah, something like that.
So maybe they do need more time, and then it's, you know, it's Manchester United. Everybody expects us to be, you know, fix it quick. We should be up in the top 4, and that, like, no excuses. That's the end of it.
Yeah,
that's where we should be.
It's kind of like Xerxes as well. Like, I've been impressed with his hold-up play and everything he brings in that side, but he's had some great chances that he should be putting away. Yeah. If you're being critical, as a starting number 9 for Man United, he should be putting these away.
I think again,
you can say like settling in, but like, you know,
could he be, not that he's in any way heavy or overweight, but could he be a bit slighter? I think that'd help with that.
I think he's probably needs to. I think all of the new signings probably needs more fitness to compete efficiently in the Premier League. I think Xerxes and Hoyland should be played together. Hoyland up high, Xerxes to link up play.
Flicking on Firmino.
Man, 2 forwards. I think that's what we should be looking at. You know what I mean?
My 2 cents on Xerxes is very simple. We gave Rasmus Hoyland a whole season to settle in at United.
Yeah.
People seem to be only giving Xerxes 2 weeks.
Oh, I'm not talking bad about him.
No, I know.
I like what he does.
But you're asking genuine questions.
Yeah.
I'm the same. I have a couple of reservations we were at the game where he scored his first goal. I was like, but this is what this kid.
That was
a
proper number 9 finish.
Yeah.
You know,
flick in, bang, give to me. I want to see more of that, but I also want to see, you know, fans having realistic expectations.
Yeah, I think we can see the quality of all the qualities that the new signings bring. You just need them time to bed in. Except Nusayr Mazraoui.
He's
man,
baller. We are huge fans.
Yeah, he's been awesome lately. He's been solid and really good in attack.
He's my favourite United player right now. I'll say it.
Yeah, I'd go along with that as well.
Yeah,
brilliant, absolutely brilliant. 15 million euros.
Thanks very much.
What? Yeah.
And he was. I wouldn't say he's the most underwhelming signing we have, but he certainly was the one with the least fanfare.
Yeah. He's been phenomenal. What a footballer, man! Honestly,
yeah.
So intelligent,
so smart, like
technique, everything.
Yeah, not without his faults, like everybody else that plays for the club, but
he's settled in really quickly.
He's ducked
really quickly.
Ducked to water stuff.
Good job, new sir. Big fans.
Yeah, look, I mean, just in general about new signings, like, lest we forget that when Patrice Evra and Vidic signed for United, everybody criticised them for about 4 months, and they had terrible games.
Yeah.
Ronaldo took 3/4 of a season for people to warm to Ronaldo.
Yeah.
You know, there are positive things happening. I look at Garnacho and he looks lively every single time he comes on. Now, I don't know, maybe because he's used to the hot weather, when he played the other night, he came on and he looked electric.
He looked brilliant when he came on, to be fair.
So look, there are good things happening. I think what's happening by virtue of the aggregate of who's playing well, it's low because, you know, there should be other players stepping up to replace what's not happening with some of the people that we expect to do a job. And I look, and like Erik, he's not watching this, but Erik, this one goes out to you.
Mr. Ten Hag.
Mr. Ten Hag. We believe in the process
and the togetherness.
But and we do. But you know, why is he going selling someone like Scott McTominay?
Scored again yesterday.
Who comes off the bench and he's not perturbed by the fact that he's on the bench to begin with.
He scored in the first minute of the game yesterday.
Yeah,
2 goals already.
I think that's it. I think that's a bit of a loss. I was very surprised when we got rid of McTominay. He's an excellent squad player.
It's purely PSR, I think.
Yeah, he's a proper utility player. Yeah. You know,
he's so much quality. Like we were talking to the other day. Like that's a centre forward. Like they have to stop with this weird thing that he's just, when they were playing him as a 6, and then they moved him further up, and you could see his qualities. Yeah. And Conte at Napoli's playing him so much further up the pitch, and he is destroying defences down there.
Yeah, now in fairness, it is the equivalent of, you know, the Vauxhall Conference over there in Serie A right now. But still.
But like if you play to his qualities, like he is a phenomenal footballer. Like the power, the pace he's got, you know.
He cares.
Yeah.
Right, let's in general terms look forward to the, not that we're looking forward to it, but look forward to the next couple of matches. Just let's talk about the Europa League. How do we feel about the new format? Where's that going? Like we could be, like how embarrassing would it be to be in a playoff in the Europa League to get to the knockout stages? Man United.
The new format is so overwhelming. I have no idea what's happening.
Yeah,
I don't know what's going on.
We'll still be no. This is the good thing. We'll still have our European nights out right up until January. That's guaranteed.
See, we've drawn 2 games, and like I have no idea what that does to the league. I genuinely have no idea what's going on.
We have 2 points.
Yeah, but like what's happening with the rest of the league? I have no clue.
It's no, I don't like it. I think, and it's more games, right? It's again. Like what? I don't know. You know, it's
we don't need more games. We need
no team needs more games. I don't think, you know, but I don't know, lads.
Like ultimately,
I'm underwhelmed by it.
Totally.
Yeah. I'm overwhelmed by it.
Yeah, like
no middle ground here.
16 matches a day. Like, who's who? I don't know.
Who do I support anymore? Look, it's always a pleasure to watch United. And United fans often. It bugs me when I see United fans getting so aggressively angry about it. Sure, that's what it's about. It's about the losing. It's about the following the results despite the fact. It's this like I always say, like the most dysfunctional relationship I have in my life is with Man United.
Yeah.
You know, that's what it is. I mean, suffering through the last 10 years is what it's about. My dad said it to me when I was a kid. You don't know how lucky you fucking have it. You know?
Yeah.
All the way through the 90s and the noughties when we were picking up trophies. And to be honest with you, we were that Michael Schumacher. We were that Stephen Hendry. We were the top dogs. And this is good for us. It will be good for us. We just don't see it now. When it does click again, and it will click again, we will be all the better for it. I think we're more humble fans because of it.
Yeah, I mean, you know, we're 3-2 down. We get like the match just gone. We're 3-2 down, and then obviously Bruno gets sent off, and then we score the equaliser. When Harry scored the equaliser, when I celebrated that goal, it was the most like I was like, yes, in like pure frustration. And inside, I'm like, I cannot believe I'm celebrating. It's like we're only scraping a draw.
Like it's like the way you feel when you eat McDonald's. You know? It's like, and then afterwards
that's
you're
it.
like,
Yeah.
smell of the beef in your fingers.
Yeah,
You're like,
yeah. And then you're hungry. You're hungry 20 minutes later. You know?
it's like a wrap burger or something.
Now, credit to Harry, but like even
Credit to.
It was just, it's just torturous watching them now. You know, you never know what team's going to turn up. You honestly really don't. And now with Bruno, like the first red card of his career. Am I right in saying that?
Second.
Well, second. But two, no red cards in all his career, and then 2 successively.
Yeah.
Amazing,
It's
really.
there's something not clicking. You know,
He just cares too much, I think. You know, because even Bruno, I'm sure, is aware that we have everything we've asked for.
You know? That's the worrying thing. He has the squad he's asked for.
And Bruno's looking at it going, well, we have everything we need.
Yeah.
Why is it not working? So that's frustration. Like, you know, that's not, like his sending offs. Number one, the first one was rescinded, so it wasn't. But it was still a ridiculous lash out. Despite the fact that he did slip beforehand. So that created the benefit of the doubt.
It's just bang out of character for him, though. It's just so out of character for Bruno to, you know what I mean?
Has he ever been sent off for Portugal?
I don't think so.
I don't think he's ever.
Of course he would,
idea.
because he wins every game with Portugal, more or less.
Yeah.
His win rate is like 70 or 80% with Portugal.
Yeah.
I just don't know. This is the thing with Bruno as well. I mean, Bruno's 30 now. He could play for another 7 or 8 years, but I don't know how long that engine's going to last that he has.
Yeah.
And you would wonder, again, getting back to him, whether or not we're going to burn him out. You know?
I think we're on the road to that right now, by the looks of it anyway. You know?
Yeah, I mean, looking forward to the next couple of fixtures. Obviously, Aston Villa away.
Or if he doesn't win that, he's in big trouble. But we have
Could be sacked before this goes out.
But we have been Aston Villa's bogey team recently.
We have.
You know,
I don't think he's gonna. I'm unsure whether he's gonna get sacked. Like whether the, like, you know, these lads, the sporting director and all the lads that have come in, and Ratcliffe said it. They've literally only been there months, right? So if they upset and they've backed him, they've given him. He must have clearly laid out a plan. Get me this player, get me those players. That they come to him and they say, look, we have these players. They're in line with what you're thinking. Yeah, let's do it. That's great. We'll bring them in and then we'll work it together, right? And that's only probably the tip of the iceberg. Everything else that they've put in place around that manager that we probably don't know about. If they were to fire him straight away and start again, we're going backwards again.
There's 2 ways of looking at that, I think, and I'll explain what I mean. I don't think all of those players necessarily were Ten Hag's decisions.
Oh yeah, possible.
Because of the backroom team. And it would be very naive of us as fans to think that even though...
this summer, you mean?
Yeah. All of those players were not signed by people or influenced by people on gardening leave. Like, people are allowed to talk. They, you know, even though they're not talking directly or officially.
Yeah.
So I would say that...
2 cans and a string over his garden fence.
What's that you say? Mazraoui. Who is this guy? Say nothing. But I think that's a very realistic thing that happened. And I think that...
These are all Ajax players.
They bought the players, not necessarily.
Most of them though, right?
Yeah, but like, he can recommend. That doesn't mean that they were his decisions. You know, like what they do, like, as you know, Barada and Brailsford and Wilcox.
Yeah.
They're very stats driven. They're very performance orientated and stats driven.
Yeah.
I would say that it's an easier second than people think it is.
Yeah.
So let's just theoretically, because this may go out after the Aston Villa match on Sunday, right? And let's say in a crazy hybrid parallel universe world, Erik Ten Hag gets sacked before this goes out.
Yeah.
Who would take over? Is there anybody straight away that you got, apart from obviously Gareth Southgate?
Would we have heard of
Ollie?
Yeah.
Bring back Ollie. Bring back the vibes.
Bring back the wheel.
Would we not have heard already some sort of rumor about somebody being connected?
Apparently they talked to Simone Inzaghi. He doesn't speak English, so it didn't go very well.
Wasn't there rumours?
There was a rumor.
Zidane was in Manchester.
There was another Italian guy, I think, linked as well. I read somewhere as well. They spoke to him. Yeah, I think that was
small fella with a moustache, plumber. He's linked as well, I think. Mario, yes. No, look, I don't know. The only one that really jumps out to me is the only one I think that would be capable of going in and sorting that mess out would be Ancelotti.
Oh yeah, but he's never leaving that Madrid team, man.
Oh, well, who would? But that's it, really. I mean, who else is
What do
out
you think
there?
about Tuchel? Tuchel might be the easiest one.
How appealing is the manager's job at United right now to
not, it's
anybody
not.
else?
It's not.
I'd say it is.
You think?
Yeah, the opportunity to bring them back, like, I think there's no bigger job in football. It's a tough job, but like the glory.
Do you know who is
glory to be
available? Do you know
had.
who is available?
Thomas Tuchel.
Louis van Gaal. He will come in and show the sex masochism.
Who was that person
Pulling
who
off
said
the
like
hair.
at least Van Gaal's football like would put you to sleep? Like this football just gives you anger issues.
It does.
You know?
It gives you anxiety.
Yeah.
Massively.
At least I could have a nice nap during a Van Gaal game.
Yeah.
Look, let's talk about the Southgate thing as if it's a real thing.
No, I wouldn't be into it.
I wouldn't be into
What
it
the
either.
hell?
But here's the no.
Are we discussing this here?
No. Southgate.
Oh, okay.
Look, let's be honest. When Fergie took over, he was not what people wanted.
No, he wasn't. And he didn't do well his first season either.
You know, now not comparably to say Ten Hag or whatever. I'm not, but like Southgate. No.
No, I don't.
Why no instead of no?
No. No, because no. That's all I have to say on this matter.
I don't think. I don't think he has like to be a I don't know. He just doesn't.
Anti-football.
He just doesn't fit for me, man. I was about to say there. I'm not sure whether he'd be able to handle the scrutiny and the pressure that only comes with the Man United manager.
Doesn't it comes with the England job as well?
It comes with the England job, and he's done quite well with England to fight that scrutiny, but with the players he has.
But final
of three the biggest tournaments in the
something.
Yeah, but it's the way
really
they play
something he's
football,
done
though. It's literally the anti-Man United way is how he plays football.
I don't.
So conservative, so
I don't think
Mourinho.
risk averse.
Wasn't that what we did with Mourinho when we hired Mourinho?
Oh no, Mourinho, he's pragmatic.
Parking the bus is pragmatic.
Yeah, when you have to. Southgate is just boring.
Southgate, you just
Southgate, yeah. Do you know? I don't know. I can't see him, man. I just don't see it.
From now on, he shall be forever known as
Gareth Southgate. That's I like that. We all feel. Yeah. Oh Man United.
So where are we going now?
Yeah.
Yeah, no direction home.
I'm pretty sure that's how the team talks go as well.
Yeah.
All right, so today, lads, we're gonna
see all the heads progressively just start to go like this.
Rashi, wake up!
Sorry, you were saying, boss.
I would love to hear what they say in the dressing room.
Look, I'll just say one last thing about Erik Ten Hag, just to continue on. One thing there's always a red flag continually through all of the managers' tenures that fans spot, and the thing that irks them. And for me, it's the rotation and the substitutions thing. I just don't understand, and the players don't understand, because Andy Minton, who I referenced earlier, I didn't get round to the point, said that after the FA Cup final, he was chatting off the record with a couple of players that were coming in and out, and they said that they really like Erik. They really like Erik in the same way Jim Ratcliffe said, I really like Erik.
Nice
in
guy.
the same way we've said, we really like Erik. You know, but if you've seen Glengarry Glen Ross, nice guy, fuck you, go home and play with your kids. Close. You know, he's here to close. And if he's not closing, Real Madrid would not accept 8 if they won, the Copa del Rey.
Yeah.
Milan and Inter Milan do not accept 2nd or 3rd. Or 4th, or not getting into the Champions League. They do not accept it. The big clubs of the top 4 or 5 leagues do not accept what Man United accept. So,
do you know when you're talking about the substitutions there, right? And you're listening to him, and he's like, we've got so many games. We're in all the competitions, so we got to rotate the squad.
But why the centre halves?
But.
Let's bring on 2 45-year-olds.
Man United, man, our squad, we're not in a position to properly compete in all of these competitions. So he should be going for the win in front of you with the best team that you have and stop this squad nonsense now, right? Like, Man City can think about we're in 4 competitions, and we can rest this player and move that player because they have a genuine, really good chance of probably going far in all of those competitions they proved it the past couple of years, right? We're not there yet. So I remember a few episodes back, Paul, on the show, and you were you were saying, and in our chat, in our little WhatsApp chat when we're watching the matches, like there, I said it before, there was another baffling substituting by Ten Hag. And I'm just like, I believe in him, it's fine. And now I don't believe in him anymore.
Yeah.
I thought Marcus Rashford, even the commentators were saying Rashford comes off at halftime. He must be injured. Robbie Savage is like, he's got to be injured. That would be the only reason that you're taking him off. He's ran them wild out in the left wing.
But he's not injured.
He's not injured. And it was rotation, minutes.
Man, I was actually the only one who actually agreed with that substitution because, like,
you agreed with taking Rashford off.
Yeah, I
really?
did. Yeah, because he wasn't tracking back at all.
He was leaving a hole on
that
on
Porto
the
right
side.
back.
Okay,
that Porto
fair.
right back had
Fair.
all the time in the world. Every time he got the ball to whack it into that absolute monster of a centre forward they had up there,
That's
and it
fair.
was causing us all sorts of problems.
Yeah.
Like, every time he got the ball, he had acres of space because Dalot was occupied by the winger, and Rashford just was not. Like he had a good game going forward, but like it's both ways. You know?
Maybe, but he was our best attacking player by a mile. So you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, well, maybe
but
you can put up with that if Rashford is guaranteed to score every game.
yeah.
But you need defensive stability before you can go forward.
The reality
you know?
is,
That's true.
the reality about Erik Ten Hag is really simple. Erik Ten Hag is the brother who always borrows money from you. And at some point you have to go, I know I have this money here, but I'm not going to give you that anymore because you keep letting me down. And you keep telling me that you're going to get a job or you're going to get that promotion or whatever it is. And Eric, we're your big brothers and we're not lending you money anymore. We're just not giving it to you anymore. We love you and we wish you well, but we're no longer willing to fund this enterprise of nonsense.
Your comparisons have been on point today.
You've done a really good job actually. So yeah.
Amazingly, I didn't do any prep for this episode.
You have them all written down there on the screen.
No, the laptop.
He has the list of accents and
Process.
togetherness.
All joking aside, look, as always, and this is one of the wonderful things about our club, I believe. There's a great camaraderie, there's a great, unity, Manchester United, of this club. And I believe in that. I believe in supporting the ups and the downs. I believe in going to see, like if United were in the first division, I'd still support them. I have friends that support clubs that are in the Championship. Shout out to Mark Monks, who helps out with this show as well, who supports, Pompey. It's
and
all
Bray Wanderers, I heard.
And Bray Wanderers, correct. Supporting your club, regardless of how they're doing, is the order of the day. And if you're not willing to support them, then maybe we don't really need you, to support this club. Or the club certainly doesn't need you. But having opinions and having ideas about what you think you can, or what we think the club can do in order to progress and be better, is absolutely normal. So we try to be positive here. So very quickly, how do we? Ten Hag in and out, and why?
I'm gonna say
in a sentence or two.
Keep him for now. In for now.
Why? Because of the brushes.
Because he's won us 2 trophies and he did bring back the truth. Yeah, maybe we're a cup team, right? Okay. I don't see much evidence of him doing really well in the Premier League, but I keep him till Christmas. Based on,
and then as a Christmas present, sack him. Next, what do you think? In or out, and why?
It breaks my heart to say, but I'm Ten Hag out now. Just because anytime there's any sort of progress, we get turned upside down again. Like there's no confidence that there's sustained improvement. You have a couple of runs of games, and then you lose 4-0 to Brentford. It's just that because it's about you. Okay, yeah. So and I feel sad. So. Get him out.
Yeah, I'd say very reluctantly Ten Hag out, and I'll tell you why. Because just in a sentence, when you've lost the dressing room, there's no turning back.
Has he lost it though?
I think he has.
We still like you, Eric, but I'm sorry.
It's not you. It's
me.
the 7 billion of us that support the club. Okay, guys, thanks so much for listening. If you enjoyed the show, subscribe on YouTube. It really means the world to us to help the channel the channel to grow, and also on Spotify for the numbers there. We really appreciate it. We do it for the crack. It's a bit of fun. We also have lives and jobs and families and all sorts of stuff going on behind the scenes. So in order to help us to facilitate to do this and to keep electricity running through that television, please subscribe, share this show with a friend, and if you really like the show, head on over, like we said, to buymeacoffee.com/Cult of Cantona. Massive thanks to X-Pro, to all the Man United groups out there on Facebook as well that help us out a great deal in terms of our posting and sharing the show, etc. Have a great weekend, and glory, glory, Man United.
Come on, United.
Man United.
Yep.
United.